together. I've got my dad, also known as Old Bear, and we're here together so that we can talk about the medical devices and things that he'll be taking on trail with us. So I'll let him take it away.
All right, so let me start with the fact that obviously I'm older and overweight, as my daughter so lovingly explained. I do use a CPAP, so that's one of the things I'll cover real quick first. You know, at home I use a ResMed 10. It's really big and bulky, and of course I thought, how am I going to be able to sleep on the trail without a CPAP? But what I learned was the same company sells a, I'm not a doctor, so make sure you talk to your doctor about any of the stuff that I'm going to tell you about. This is a ResMed Mini, which does not require a water tank. It's just as powerful, or seems to be, as this big monster unit, and it operates off of a battery pack, which I also purchased through the company, and that is Apria Direct, and they sell all this equipment for us. This is about $1,000. It was $900 and something on sale, and you can see that what I need to take here is rather small in comparison to what I was fearing I would have to deal with on trail. But now I won't be scaring all the neighbors and everybody with my bear-like snores. It does operate fully off of a battery. The battery that they sell with it actually utilizes the battery pack from the ResMed 10 to charge it. I'm not going to go too deep into that. So you will have to carry this extra big battery pack, or AC adapter, in order to charge the battery pack. They recommend it gives you about 16 hours of usage. I was able to use it all night, or most of the night, and it still had a full charge. So far so good. I think it's going to be a really good unit.
Was it loud or
no?
Pretty quiet?
It's a little bit louder than the one I use at home, except this one ends up leaking so often. It's the full face mask versus the nose cushion. This one stays in place much better.
Okay.
It falls off less often, and ends up being quieter overall because it doesn't scream and hiss at you like this one does,
okay.
Which really bothers me. When you get this, they're going to ask you to pick a mask type. So I chose the nose cushions. I was afraid I wouldn't like it, but I actually like it better. And if you're worried about the humidity problems, this actually comes with humidity filters, two styles, one for moist environments and one for drier environments. And basically it recycles your own humidity back into the tube so that you don't dry out, so your nose won't dry out while you're using it. I've tried both, and I'm using the drier humidity one now, which is probably what I'll take on the trail. The other one I did notice a little more buildup of moisture in the tube. But you can just shake it out, wash it out with soap and water, everything, and then keep using it. And you replace that filter about every 30 days, and they're about $10 each. And you buy them in a package of 3.
So for the replacements, we plan to have my mom, his wife, send out resupply boxes about every month.
Right. Probably a little more often, because I do have one particular drug that I have to have more often. Now, about some of my medical problems, which almost kept me from doing the trail. About 2 years ago, or actually in 2020, I had a stroke. Oddly enough, it had nothing to do with the fact that I had type 2 diabetes, or that I had high blood pressure, or overweight. The doctors at UC Davis were able to find that I had some condition called antiphospholipid syndrome, which for my entire life I thought I had a superpower, because when I would get cut, my stuff healed up pretty quickly. Turns out that's not a good thing. And I would actually get blood clots. And it started showing up a couple of years ago, where out of the blue I just had a stroke. And then about a year later I had another one. So all of that's been managed, but now I'm on blood thinners for that, to make sure that I don't clot, and aspirin regimens and stuff. So, shout out to my doctors, Dr. G, to make sure I've stayed on track to lose weight and get all my numbers down within the green zone. Yeah, I've been seeing him for a very long time. It's but this antiphospholipid thing is just a pain in the butt. One of the funny things about it is green food actually is bad for me if I eat too much and don't manage. It sure is. I'm going to keep saying that. So
he likes to brag that he doesn't have to eat vegetables
Yeah.
because they're bad for him.
So the vitamin K actually causes my numbers to spike, and then the warfarin will help to loose or make the blood thinner, and then the aspirin is just an extra precaution that they want. It's a baby aspirin. To manage that, and why I was afraid is I have to check my blood at least once a week to make sure that my numbers stay in line. Because if they get too high or too low, both ways are bad. One, I bleed out, and the other, I blood clot and have another stroke. So I'll be carrying this Coagucheck XL monitor, which is from, this device is actually, I got it from a company called Acellus, doctor prescribed, obviously, and it comes with some strips and that you plug into it, and it checks your blood to make sure your INR is in the right spot. When you do your check, it hooks up to an app on the phone, and I plug it in, and when I get service, it'll send it in. And I know by looking at the numbers that it returns if I need to eat more green or if I need to eat less greens, because I shouldn't be changing my doses of warfarin. I just need to moderate what I'm eating to make sure I stay in line. And of course, if it's really bad, I can do more checks if I need to. And although my glucose is back in line, I do have to do, if something goes wrong, I do have my little AccuCheck, and this is from the same company, Acellus, to do the blood check and make sure my blood sugars are in line. But I haven't had a problem with the blood sugars in a very long time, and everything's in line. And then the one last thing is, of course, pain management and swelling, and I can't take ibuprofen because of the
warfarin.
Because it makes your blood thinner, and it's, so I'm not even going to attempt to say this again. Talk to your doctor. But this is topical patches, which is basically an ibuprofen type medicine, which is anti-inflammatory, that you put over the affected area. So if I do have swelling somewhere, at my lower back usually, but if anywhere else, since we're going to be hiking, knees, joints, all that, I'll have these, since I can't have the ibuprofen.
It's like a Band-Aid with medicine in it.
So basically I'll have everything I need to keep doing what I normally do. And by getting the extra equipment, it's lighter overall, but I do have to carry a battery pack and stuff, but I think it's worth it, because this is going to be the only time I'm going to be able to do this journey with my daughter, which I'm looking forward to. And then the last thing is my stalker unit. So I went ahead and got a bigger one because I can't see things up close. They get the SOS package, do have the insurance, so that if something goes wrong, I can be airlifted out if necessary. Also, I got the service through Garmin that lets my wife check whenever she wants to see where we're at. It sends update notices every 10 minutes.
My dad has the recreation plan with the Garmin service, and I have my own Garmin Messenger, and I have the safety plan. So
Correct. All right, and then I think that's, and of course they all have apps to go with them to make it more convenient, more easy, and easier to use. And then the last thing is I went ahead and upgraded to the Phoenix Garmin watch, because it has the, what is it called?
EKG?
ECG?
EKG?
I don't know.
EKG?
It's got a heart monitor thing in it. So if I do think something's going on weird inside me, which my problem has never been the heart, it does have it. It has a check, so I can see if something's going wrong. Of course, they recommend you talk to a doctor if you see something weird. But it's just a precaution. One last extra thing. Plus, I wanted a new cool watch, and this one is very cool, very nice, has lots of fancy stuff. And it charges in the sun, so we're charging right now. So that's about it. Other than that, I've just got my normal medicines that I need to take, and I'll take a bunch of those with me, and then the wife's going to resupply us at various points along the trail.
Yeah.
So I was afraid to go at first, but not anymore.
Yay!
So
Yes.
that's that in a nutshell.
So a quick note on the Garmin Messenger, if you were curious how the SOS button works and the aftermath of that, I'd recommend that you check out Dixie's video over at Homemade Wanderlust. She had to press the SOS button, and so she can give you the full in-depth experience of how that works. So we also brushed up on that so that we understand what to expect and our loved ones know what to expect should that ever happen. Hopefully it doesn't, though. Well, that's it for this video. We hope that you guys got some good value out of the information that my dad's provided. If you guys have any other questions, please let us know in the comments. And also, just a disclaimer, right, we're not doctors, as my dad said, so make sure you talk to your doctors about this stuff before you guys hit trail. But this is what is going to be working for him, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.
And a quick shout out to Dr. G for helping me through this and monitoring me for the last couple of years to get me ready for this hike.
Yes. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you,
G.
Dr. G.
Bye. See you guys in the next video.